Hi guys, Jared here with Day Traders FX. Hopefully you guys had a great weekend, got some rest. I know I did, and it was kind of fantastic. Okay, just a quick look here. Once again, a reminder, it is the beginning of the week and a good time to get a 5-day free trial. So a 5-day free trial, remember the ticker starts as soon as you um, start with that 5-day trial. So this would get you all the way through this entire week and give you a good idea on how we trade. So we'd love to have you join us for a no obligation free 5-day trial. So there's those details. Okay, so quick little look at U.S. markets. Everything was pretty just flat today, nothing too exciting. You can see the Dow just kind of closed a little bit down, S&P a little bit down, gold's a little bit up, and oil is a little bit up. But really, for the most part, it was basically a pretty flat day, not too much excitement. We didn't have any news this morning. We had a live UK session. Things were a little bit slow there, and then we finally got into a trade on the Aussie dollar, and we're currently long the Aussie dollar. We'll talk about that in a couple of moments. As far as news goes, again, nothing for Monday. Coming up tomorrow, we have some central bank news coming out of Switzerland, retail sales for Canada, Draghi speaking tomorrow, consumer confidence out of the U.S. So there's going to be some activity tomorrow, so just be ready for that. Okay, guys, a couple of interesting things to look at here. We have this setup on the euro dollar. Now, there's a few things we need to look at. Just a little review of last week and what I kept talking about over and over and over again. I'm just going to get rid of these fib lines real quick for the sake of this demonstration. What we have going on here is, goodness gracious, I got to move everything here. But what we have is this run in the channel here on this euro dollar. It's been really staying in this general area, bouncing around this channel. And as we look at the highs to the lows of the last most immediate run, we can see that the euro has come down to this low part of the channel, bounced off it like crazy, and run right up to the top of the channel, which is also a 38% fib, and has absolutely 100% turned around, and it is heading down with some pretty decent force. Now, when we get rid of that fib level and we go to the daily chart and we look at this fib level, which is a fairly significant run here, it's about 800 or 900 pips, from this low to this high. Now, the thing that we're looking at on this euro dollar from this solid strong run up is, can it close below the 23% fib? Because if it can, which is around 12900 on the dot, if it can close below this, we expect it to reach the 38% fib, which is about 150 or 60 pips away. That is worth something. So in this area, we're still looking for a close on the daily chart, specifically below the 23% fib. We got to see that guy get down there and hold down there, and if it does, big downward movements. If it doesn't, then then this could be our turning point. This 23% fib could be all the market's going to retrace. Very likely, very possible, something to think about. So that's one thing to look at there. Now, looking at the 1 hour chart, here's a couple of things that we see. The trend line that I had drawn in here was just this guy right here. And you can see that this little short-term run, you can see a little bit better on the 15-minute chart, market has just been kind of running up this, and it's stopped pretty dead in its tracks, just shy of 129.50. It's about 129.42, 43. So 129.50 is going to be a fairly significant level. And another reason that I'm looking at it is on the 15-minute chart. Remember, we look at the 200-day moving average on the 15-minute and the 1 hour chart, and this has been kind of consolidating around that 15-minute, and then it's been heading down. So we're going to have some pretty good resistance from the 15-minute 200-day moving average, and you can see that this is right on the dot at 129.52. So I'm actually looking for a breakout. I'm looking for a little short term. You can put this on the 5-minute chart, the 15-minute chart. Not time frames I trade a lot from, but I think these will be good for this run. And if we get a breakout down, I'm looking to take this euro dollar back down into 12900 and possibly beyond. So there's going to be 30, 40, potentially 50 pips there. So keep an eye on that. Be ready for that little move right there. And still, we're looking for a close on the daily chart below 12900. 128.99 is good. That works. But we just need to see it close below 12900, and we've got ourselves a pretty solid sell-off, I think. Pound dollar, if we look at the pound dollar on the larger time frames here, for an entire week it was sideways with a little run up and then a little run right back down, and it's just been totally sideways. I'm getting less and less interested in the pound dollar, but it'll be worth keeping a very small eye on. We've had some attempts at these highs here at this 16300 and some pretty failed attempts actually, and it doesn't seem to want to be able to get too much higher. So I'm just kind of sitting tight on this pair for a little while. I don't think we have anything super amazing coming up with the pound dollar, so we'll just kind of sit tight on that one. Euro yen is looking interesting. Now here is that example that we're talking about on the euro dollar. Euro yen did it. Here's the euro yen from the low to the high, which again is a pretty decent amount of pips. There's about 975 pips in this little run here over about a 2-month period. Euro yen came up here, topped out. We draw our fibs from the low to the high. You can see that this had a little bit of trouble, but finally it closed below the 23% fib. And look what it did. It ran down 130 pips so far and has just come shy of the 38%. I'm still looking for it to get down into the 100.1520 area, and it got down into 100.35, 32, I guess would be right about the low. So I think it's got a few more pips left in it. But it's also closed nicely below a pretty major support level, which was 101.25. So this is what we're looking for the euro dollar to do, and I think it's still going to be able to make it. The euro yen has pulled through it nicely. Now the euro yen is kind of just consolidating below this daily pivot point. So once again, as I come to the 15-minute chart and look at the 200-day moving average, that's coming up here. That's around 101.10. So it's a good little chunk of pips away, about 30 pips away. I'm going to keep my eye on just a short-term trend line because I think this is going to be able to stay below that 10100 area and possibly even below this daily pivot, which is 100.85, give or take. So I'm just going to watch this trend line. If we get a break of this, let's take it down, and possibly an open above this daily pivot could get us into that 200-day moving average. So that'll be something to watch for. But still, our trade mostly has played all the way out on the euro yen, but there might be a little bit of further downside. So that's what I'm looking for. Aussie dollar, like I said, we're long Aussie dollar. We got in about 10 pips ago, and it's just been bouncing around for several hours. Looking for the Aussie dollar to get above 104.30, a run above 104.30, and we've got some pretty nice movement to the upside. But we have a nice little double bottom right here. Same kind of situation on the Aussie dollar. What we had here was this low to this high. We got a close below the 23% fib, which was right here. Ran all the way down into that 38% fib, nice 170 pip run, bounced off that, double top, and now I'm looking to see if this is going to get back down below the 23% fib, which as it stands is around 103.75, and it hit it, bounced off big time, hit it again, and it's kind of just consolidating there. So we're going to see what this Aussie dollar does, but I think there's some good potential coming up on this pair below 103.75. So I'm looking for that, and likewise above 104.30. A run above this should get us into about 104.50, and that's about as far as I think I'm taking it. After that, I'll just get out and let it kind of play out and look for some, look for some opportunities to take it back down to and through these lows. Gold is making a little bit of a run, a little bit of a rally. You can see here that it's been chopping around at this upper level. I think we're still going to make a break of 1775, but we'll see how and when and where that all works out. But between the euro dollar, euro yen, and Aussie dollar, we have got some great setups and some great trades in the works. So keep an eye on those long-term charts and the short-term movements as well. And as always, more details coming on Twitter. Make sure you follow us at twitter.com/daytradersfx. Thanks a bunch, everyone, and best of luck.